Dragonfly, a fascinating insect of the skies. World filled with fascinating creatures, a mysterious and enchanting insect known as the dragonfly. It is a small, delicate insect with iridescent wings that shimmered like precious gems in the sunlight. But the dragonfly is not just an ordinary insect, it held a deep symbolism and significance in cultures around the world. These extraordinary insects were not your ordinary insects. They possessed an aura of magic and beauty that captured the hearts of all who encountered them. Dragonflies, members of the infraorder Anisoptera within the order Odonata, are among the most captivating and ancient insects on Earth. With approximately 3,000 extant species known to science, these creatures have a rich history dating back some 300 million years. Dragonflies are characterized by their long, slender bodies and strikingly intricate wings. They possess two pairs of membranous wings, which are adorned with delicate, veined patterns. These wings are essential for their remarkable flying abilities, enabling them to hover, glide, and perform acrobatic maneuvers with precision. Their large compound eyes provide exceptional vision, allowing them to spot prey and predators alike. Dragonflies have two large compound eyes, each with thousands of lenses, and three eyes with simple lenses. Each retina contains several thousand photoreceptors that collect light and send information about the visual scene to interneurons, which further process the information. The image above shows a dragonfly surrounded by a panoramic ultraviolet and green light display designed to stimulate the large interneurons in the retina of the insect's middle eye. Dragonfly eyes see the world in ultra-multicolor. The supersight of dragonflies can detect up to 30 different vision pigments. Their massive globular eyes should have been a clue. It turns out dragonflies have souped-up color vision that's better than anything ever seen in the animal world. We humans have what's known as trichromatic vision, which means we see colors as a combination of red, blue and green. This is thanks to three different types of light-sensitive proteins in our eyes, called opsins. We are not alone. Tri- and tetrachromatic vision is de rigueur in the animal world, from mammals to birds and insects. Dragonflies use different opsins at different ages. For instance, the larvae of some species that hatch in sand tend to lack blue opsins. This is probably because blue light does not reach them easily. Do all those extra opsins mean dragonflies see the rainbow differently to us? Probably. Dragonflies can see ultraviolet on top of blue, green and red. And it is thought that they can recognize polarized light coming off reflective surfaces like water. It's likely that they have better color discrimination than humans. Dragonflies' compound eyes, each one with thousands of lenses, and three eyes with simple lenses. Each retina contains several thousand photoreceptors that collect light and send information about the visual scene to interneurons, which further process the information. The scientists who created this picture found the cells were sensitive to change in the ultraviolet light, which might be one way that dragonflies use light information to stabilize their flight during the day. Dragonflies have remarkable eyes that are crucial for their survival and hunting, and are composed of numerous tiny lenses known as ommatidia. They have 360-degree vision, offer them an extensive field of view, allowing them to see in nearly every direction simultaneously. This aids in detecting prey and avoiding predators. They have advanced color perception that can perceive a broad spectrum of colors, including ultraviolet and polarized light. This sophisticated color vision helps them identify potential mates and distinguish between various objects in their environment. Fast image processing. Their brains are adapted to rapidly process the vast amount of visual information generated by their compound eyes. This quick processing is essential for tracking and capturing fast-moving prey. Integration of multiple images. Dragonflies are known to integrate multiple images from their compound eyes into one picture, which enhances their ability to track and catch prey effectively. They are also skilled hunters, and their exceptional vision plays a crucial role in their hunting success. They can spot small insects in flight and predict their flight paths, making them formidable predators. Dragonflies can be found on every continent except Antarctica, showcasing their adaptability to diverse environments. They are commonly seen near freshwater habitats such as ponds, lakes, and slow-flowing rivers, where their aquatic larvae, known as nymphs, develop. Life cycle of the dragonflies undergo incomplete metamorphosis, a process that includes 3 stages: egg, nymph, and adult. After hatching from eggs laid in or near water, nymphs spend the majority of their lives underwater, where they hunt small aquatic organisms. When it's time to transform into adults, nymphs climb out of the water and undergo a remarkable metamorphosis, shedding their exoskeleton and emerging as winged adults. They started as tiny eggs laid near the water's edge. Soon, these eggs hatched into nymphs, which led a secretive underwater existence, hunting small aquatic creatures. The nymphs then underwent a magical transformation, emerging from the water as stunning, iridescent adult dragonflies, and they dragonflies were expert flyers, capable of incredible aerial maneuvers, and some could even reach speeds of up to 37 miles per hour. The 3 stages in the life cycle of all dragonflies: egg, larva, also known as a nymph, and adult. Female dragonflies can lay hundreds of eggs during their adult lives, in batches over a few days or even weeks. Endophytic eggs are elongated in shape and are laid into plant material. All damselflies and hawker dragonflies have scythe-like ovipositors and inject their eggs into plant stems or leaves, rotten wood or mud on or close to the surface of the water. Emerald damselflies and migrant hawkers inject their eggs into rush stems well above the water surface, while other hawkers lay into rotten wood or other debris just above the waterline. See brown hawkers, right. The golden-ringed dragonfly lays its eggs by hovering vertically and stabbing its abdomen into stream beds. Exophytic eggs are round in shape, laid in a jelly-like substance and are deposited loosely into water. Species that lay this type of egg include some emerald dragonflies as well as chasers, skimmers and darters. They do this by repeatedly dipping the tips of their abdomens into water, each time releasing one or more eggs that settle below the surface. During egg laying, male damselflies, chasers, skimmers and darters guard the females with which they have just mated, either by staying linked in tandem or by flying in close attendance. Some female damselflies submerge completely to lay their eggs, often using their still attached partner to pull them up again afterwards. Eggs hatch either within 2 to 5 weeks or, in the case of the emerald damselflies and some hawkers and darters, the following spring. A tiny tadpole-like prolava emerges from the egg. If the egg is laid above water, the prolava wriggles to safety as soon as it hatches and molts within a few hours. Prolavi that hatch below water molt almost immediately. Dragonflies spend most of their lives in their larval stage. During its time, the dragonfly catches and eats live prey at every opportunity, molting a further 5 to 14 times until it is fully grown. Larval development typically takes 1 or 2 years, but ranges from 2 to 3 months. Emerald damselflies, to more than 5 years. Golden-ringed dragonfly. Development takes longer in cooler waters where food is scarcer, whilst in warm waters there may be a new generation every year. Damselfly larvae can be separated from dragonfly larvae by their caudal lamellae, which are fin-like structures at the end of their abdomen that act as external gills. All dragonfly larvae have 6 legs, as do adults, wing sheaths, an extendable hinged jaw, labium, that can shoot out in an instant and catch prey. Prey includes insect larvae, crustaceans, worms, snails, leeches, tadpoles and small fish. Dragonfly larvae themselves can fall victim to predators, including other dragonfly larvae, fish and waterfowl. The larvae of some species are covered in hairs that collect silt or organic debris from the soft sediment within which they live. Others are colored green and/or brown, which helps to provide camouflage amongst the submerged plants and algae they inhabit. Species living in bottom sediments have relatively poor eyesight, but instead use their hairs, long legs and antennae to sense prey. By contrast, hawkers have large eyes and hunt by sight amongst plants nearer the surface. Emergence. Dragonflies undergo incomplete metamorphosis. Unlike other winged insects, such as butterflies, dragonflies do not have a pupal stage and transition straight from a larva to an adult. This transition, the final larval molt, takes place out of water. This metamorphosis is triggered by day length and temperature, and is synchronized in some species, such as emperor dragonfly. The final stage larvae sit in shallow water, near the margins, for several days, getting ready for their final molt and starting to breathe air. Most species leave the water during the morning, but hawkers do so under cover of darkness. Larvae climb up emergent vegetation, although some may walk several meters over dry land before finding somewhere suitable to emerge. After finding a secure support, they redistribute their body fluids, pushing the thorax, head, legs and wings out of the larval skin. There is then a pause of about 30 minutes to allow their legs to harden enough for the next stage, when the abdomen is withdrawn. The wings, and then the abdomen, are expanded and start to harden. This process leaves behind a cast skin, called an exuvia, and the whole process lasts between 1 hour, damselflies, to 3 hours, dragonflies. The dragonfly's first flight, maiden flight, is weak and typically covers only a few meters. At such times, dragonflies are especially vulnerable to predation by birds, such as the hobby. Other hazards include